Today, 30th of October, and I'll go ahead and open us with a prayer. Our Father in heaven, we're most grateful for this day. We're grateful for this opportunity we can meet together and have this press conference. We're grateful for the press and the work that they do to foster transparency and to broadcast our message to the public. Father, we're most grateful and we're most fortunate to enjoy the freedoms that we do and the opportunities that are before us as a nation. We're most grateful for our partners and our friends and the relationships we have with them. And we ask, Father, that the relationship is mutually advantageous. Father, we're most grateful for our leaders. We ask that you bless them as they continue to serve us and prioritize the people of Palau and move Palau society forward. We love thee, Father, and we pray and ask these things in thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Sulang kalan sing lungu mal dingu tial tial otro le realidad del mrenga sula Dios aklangal tangatra balwada ma club gale la balwada ma tele del ngartial el total namo del total itasil eluk aldo gid mar adara ablur belau to bet samidia mutial tial otro le bogo susra ibdul maraklay mar bogul belau bilung me biraklay mar masil belau President Paules marugul senators, Speaker Kanay marugul delegates, Governor Paloy marugul governors, Speaker Thomas marugul lators, marbek justices, Chief Justice irregular marbek justices, mardirek albek other bela ngara ngayangan al morho charigi mangara ikla ablur bela al chils. Direk Nui tasil se le gorga Vice President, Minister Aitaro, Minister Ogoril, Minister Tnutul, ma tigal togobiet se lot kyak sangargid. Idi sogal recognize ra ngawaklom tera TMC ma dirigal Faith el Island Times ngartela bungid malmsulang. Gida ngari artogobiet se lot kyak sangargid ngawakla le gasuse kada mle Milis el Gotel Skogi, el director ng Rablura Narital Merbelang. Matigal Togobet Serok Sangari del Sils ng Artiang Angaria Vice President Stephen Morrissey, Vice President of Regulatory and Policy for United Airlines. El mle obangede nga teraragram lamang aknar Washington DC. Milna da dunil girel tial flight was el Berbelang. Mal menga sulel ngartia lo mungedre lang mlosel ga ko katengel merablur belang trial ngartiangele Dan Wise ngangel managing director longora yelo tokora government ma regulatory affairs ma Ken Kiriyama nga ngelo kongora sales Rablura Shabal, Micronesia, ma Philippines. Yang ari trial dari kabibar staff ting artiang ari Bert Wilbager nga senior regional manager, and of course kadita sarabela avec time United. So thank you for coming back. And remind him that you're always here in Palau. So it's also Paula Monk, senior sales manager from United, and Abrin Merfalin. Oh, there she is. Also, RIMS Marketing. Kada this other module kasi kada mral tial ulel tial flightera blura Shabal mera blur belau. Dimla kaldil beot el boril toy. Mle ultuira kamangan aldo ma dirigal Seldasing partnership manegel kumbali tiram notmage supporter gid telurur ngaria mal swad mutel tale mra asulela Palau Pacific Resort dirigal swad mutel ma Tokyo Land Corporation dirigal swad mutel dirigal mra asulela sel Donkey Group ma tial Palau Coral Club el bes el hotel moringra blurang la ya todavía se entabló el gombalera Shabal el niño hotel al ser blur bela mal lulguito hace el mre del monite al flight dosiga y rogulta al el boring dirigal Southern mga sulel sel corporation ng Orara Airport, sel Palau International Airport Corporation. Ese nga nail kong bali asyabal el supporteri nga shojit chatko trigay mate dirigal mlotmak e gado uriol magela United em alitia lurior. Sel sel lo ay sinin ma adra blur bela sel flight ra kasus mera blur belao am lemui. Din clo tutela da mol mo magegari len soda el togro que gara blo shabal abol sebrin mera blur belao lo mol material service. Sel el soda bringa sule la United el girel tirgam la gongen lo setti al flight ta diomu le tasen nieder raga el sel digal gora diomu le stop ta gongel magalo mangeda lo ase gi dada katagain seu como sigiro kya lo ngi gritial skogi mong mose el make sure en sel de raga de gaulo bangalel. So on behalf of the people of Palau, Vice President Morrissey and the team at United, thank you. I was sharing in Palau that it's been a long process, and it took partners, Palau Pacific Resort and Tokyo Land Corporation, the Palau Coral Club in Yasuda, Palau International Airport Authority, and PVA together with United to make this happen. And it's important. We need their continued support to keep the planes full. I think that's the most important element. So really on behalf of the Palauan people, we say thank you. I liked what you said in Tokyo. It's about connections. It's about commitment and really opening up doors of opportunity. And for us, one of the things that we've been focused on is how do we diversify our tourism economy? And we believe that the Japanese market is an important market for us. We want to get back to the days where we got 40,000 visitors from Japan. And I think that is attainable. We're in partnership with United as the largest airline in the world, if I'm not mistaken. And so we should,
We claim so.
Partnering with the right partner and really opening up a hub. And I heard yesterday that connects with 102 different destinations, really opens up the possibilities. That means those 102 destinations make one stop in there in Palau. And that's the connectivity that we want. So it's not only connecting the Japanese market with bringing the Japanese market here, but it's also opening up Palau to the world. And that's why, we're grateful for the 2 flights a week for the next 3 years. But there's nothing holding you back. If you feel in a year that we need to go to 4, let's do it. And if you feel in another year we need to go to daily, let's do it. But we're here to support you, and let's partner together to bring the world to Palau. Now, so thank you. Oh, with that, I want to give you an opportunity to say a few words.
I'll just be really brief. First of all, I'll lead.
Yeah.
I want to start by expressing our gratitude to President Whips and your government and all the partners that help make this policy. Decisions like this aren't made lightly. They take vision and they take relentless advocacy. And President Whips has showed that vision. And as you've seen already today, that relentless advocacy for this flight, for more flights, for Palau. So we wouldn't be here today if not for your active engagement and involvement, and we thank you for that. President mentioned, when talking in Tokyo, I mentioned 3 things that come to mind when talking about the importance of this new flight. It's really not just a flight. It represents so much more than that, but it's about customers first and foremost. We wouldn't be successful if we weren't offering our customers more choices, more places to fly, better service, always striving to be better and to attract people to choose United as the airline they want to fly. Second is, and the President mentioned this, connectivity. What we're doing with this flight is we're bringing the world to Palau, but Palau to the world as well. It's a two-way street, and connecting to United's in Narita, but connecting on to United's hubs in Los Angeles and San Francisco and Denver and Houston and New York, as well as our partnership in the Star Alliance. There's really, we're opening up the world and bringing the world here and bringing you to the world as well. Community is the third part of it. I've only been here less than 24 hours now, but I can tell Palau is a really special place. And in so many ways, including with the pledge on the flight in, and you know, when we talk about flights, we talk about distance and connections and crew and all the logistics, but a flight like this means so much more. And values that you have here are those that we share. United is committed to sustainability, and we have a slogan that we call "Good leads the way." And it struck me last night, it's very consistent with the way you live here. Good leads the way. So that makes it even that much more heartwarming to be here today. And then finally, if I could just say, this is about, as the president said, opportunity and possibilities. In our conversations, both here in Tokyo on the flight, and then a few weeks ago in Washington when you came and met with our entire leadership team, it's all about the opportunities and the possibilities that lie ahead. And you know, so this is the start of something very special, not the end of something very special. And let me close by saying, Ki Kamal Masulang. Is that close?
Very good.
Okay, thank you. Close enough. Thank you.
Yeah, well,
So this is not TXT.
Ilan taon?
Welcome to Palau, Vice
Thank you.
President Morsi. Some of the 2018 was the last time there was a direct flight from Narita. That was by Delta Airlines. They left citing low passenger rate and all that stuff. So, how do you plan to, on the United side, to market the route to ensure that it's viable and sustainable? And follow-up question to that is, what metrics will you be using to analyze the route in the coming 3 years on whether or not it's will continue to be a viable route or expand as the president wants to for more flights?
It all starts with that partnership that the president mentioned with, you know, this is not something that United markets alone. It's a group effort, it's a group initiative, and we're pleased to be a part of it. In terms of metrics, let me just back up a step and talk about, when we talk about connectivity, one of the reasons we're able to make this flight work, why we're so optimistic, is because of those connections. United is building the biggest and best network in the history of commercial aviation. So it opens up opportunities. We're serving more places and doing unique things out of Tokyo, out of Guam, in the region than any airline's done in quite some time. And that's because we're growing, we're hiring new people, we're buying new aircraft and looking for new opportunities around the globe. So we're very optimistic that the combination of, you know, Palau kind of markets itself. It's and we're going to do our part to make sure the word gets out. But that all those things coming together are what's going to make this flight successful and make it grow.
maybe just speaking about the connections, I think it's important that unlike Guam, where you fly into Guam and your connections are basically just to the Honolulu, or you can go to Tokyo. If you fly into Tokyo to get to the mainland, you have 5 major U.S. cities that one stop and you're there. And that's important not only for us Palauans, it makes it so much easier to travel to the U.S., And I want to take this opportunity and thank you for the scheduling, because the scheduling is amazing. Because you can leave Palau at now 11 o'clock in the morning, get into Tokyo at a very decent time. You don't have to lose sleep. And then you sleep on the plane and you arrive the next morning in the US. So I think for jet lag and the comfort of flying to the US for Palauans is going to be phenomenal. And then the same thing for visitors coming to Palau. And you also can leave the US later and just get that one stop and get into Palau. So really, that door opens up. And, you know, United's part of the Star Alliance. So hubbing in Tokyo not only opens up the US, but it opens up all of Asia and Europe as another gateway for travelers to come into Tokyo and come on to Palau.
To reinforce your point,
Yeah.
I live in Washington, based there for United, for the work that we do. This could have been, I could have been here same day. I could have left my house at 8 o'clock in the morning and been in Palau same day through Tokyo. So if that doesn't tell you the possibilities, you know, I'm connected in Narita, flew to Newark, connected in Narita, and then took the flight on here. So I didn't do it in a day, but I could have. Next time, I think I will. So it just, you know,
And as you continue to expand, there'll be a Washington Narita flight soon.
well, yeah. And to that point, we also, it's not just Narita, it's also Haneda in Tokyo as well, and all the connections that
Yeah.
come with that, particular with ANA. So the possibilities are endless once you open up the world, which is what we're doing here.
Men vad många till det kan vara.
Oj,
Det kan vara på rimbe.
oj. Oh,
Se tipo il drone.
hindi ako sodi.
Bo. Många
Yawa.
first. Många.
Just wondering what the Palau side marketing for PBA this other year. So, wondering what the Palau will be doing for marketing with this new going to Japan.
Partnership. So we're working very closely with the United team as well as PBA. For the last 4.5 months at the Osaka Expo, we gave the opportunities to all the hotels, especially PPR, to do a lot of marketing in Japan. So we've been working with not only the Japan embassy, but PIAC and all of our partners in Japan, Haneda and Sojitz, as well as obviously the United team.
The film. We've partnered with the Paradise Guni Rika, no, Palau, sorry, it's Pelelu Guni Gurna Rika Pelelu. Se inclel se film di se inclel toka shabara dasa del duli. Yeah, it's an anime movie, so what a cartoon. Di rablilio, blue rablilio. And we partner with them to actually create a stamp. That'll be a commemorative stamp that will launch next year. But, you know, you have to go on multiple channels. And one of the things that I have to thank United for is at our press conference there yesterday, there was really a wide variety of press that were at the airport. And then we had the opening ceremony, and there was a lot of cameras. And we're getting huge publicity in Japan. So, you know, that's the strength of, I think what's most important is the strength of having regular service. Because now you have the commitment of United to help us with that marketing. So it's a partnership between PVA, the hotels, the tour agents, and the airline also committed. And that's what it's going to take to make it a successful route. So, yeah, it's a team effort. Oh, and then there was, besides that, there was also in the terminal area, not the term where at the departure, but at the like the shopping arcade, there was a booth set up by Shojits and Piak. Also, just get people excited about it. And they're going to do those kinds of booths in Haneda too, to get the Japanese domestic market interested. So you try different approaches. Mire,
When I walked into Narita, first thing I saw was a big electronic billboard celebrating the new flight. So how many eyeballs saw that? We've got the best sales and marketing team in the business here today too. So there's a lot of, we're committed.
And the other advantage that United has is they're already one of the biggest airlines, I think, outside of JAL and ANA, right? You'd probably be carrying the second most passengers into Japan.
Yeah, we're the largest airline in the Pacific region by far. So
that just helps in the marketing, so.
and one, if I could, just, you're going to get me bragging on United here, but
It's okay.
we've got the world's best loyalty program called Mileage Plus, where we're providing lots of new ways to earn and use miles, and so people can, take 10 trips a year for business and then come on vacation in Palau. You're connected by being connected to the network. It opens up all sorts of opportunities on United, and we're very excited for those possibilities.
Good afternoon, Mr. President. My question is for you. What factors influenced the decision to launch a direct flight from specifically Japan to Palau?
Well, first of all, we went through COVID. We've been, I think, subjected, and we've said it in the past, to weaponized tourism. And so one of the things that we wanted to do is, when we came out of COVID, is to build up new routes that are proven routes with direct service. Because some of those other destinations, the reason why so many visitors come is we have direct service from them. And so we know that that's what the customers want. And I'll just, give you an example. Currently, when you go to Tokyo from Palau, you fly in to Guam in the morning, and you don't leave till noon. And that's a lot of time. You're basically you leave here at 2 in the morning, and by the time you get to Tokyo, it's about 3 in the afternoon. So that's a lot of time spent. And we truly believe that if you had better connections, there'll be more people that are willing to fly. And we saw that in the past, whether it was charter flights with Japan Airlines, and also Delta. So, yeah. Yeah.
Just add a little bit. So
Yeah.
right now, currently, when the Japanese fly to Palau, most of them go through Taipei, and they lose the day coming and lose the day going because of the connections. We know as a fact, and they can correct me if I'm wrong, Japanese market have very short vacations, and so the more direct it is, the better. And so this will really change those dynamics.
And I think most importantly, and I share this with the Japanese market, Palau and Japan have a long and shared history. And because of that, we believe that the Japanese we share culturally the same values, especially when it comes to respect and respect for the environment. And we want visitors that come and appreciate our environment and treasure that. And I think that's important. So we should target markets that respect our environment and that help us protect it. And of course, it should be a win together. And really value the Palau Pledge,
Vice President Steve, do you have other plans on the other islands of the Pacific? Or you mentioned you're doing this for your strategy in Asia Pacific. Are there other plans to expand the service to other places, or is this just like a one-off?
Nothing to announce today, but Criterion.
Are you sure you want to announce it today?
But I would say is look to our recent history, to the expansion that's been going on across United's network in the Pacific in particular. We started this flight, Narita, to Palau. Just the other day, we launched flights from San Francisco to Bangkok and Ho Chi Minh City through Hong Kong. We're flying from Narita to Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia. We're flying to Cebu in the Philippines. So it's been, as our network has grown across the world, we've grown in the Pacific region as well. And I have no expectation that regional growth or that overall growth is going to stop anytime soon. Anything, guys, I should add on that? Does that cover it?
Yeah. Like Steve just mentioned, we started the Hong Kong to Bangkok and Hong Kong to Saigon, and for the just last several months, we've launched more than I think 6 in total new markets in the region, and now also in December we will start the San Francisco Adelaide as well. So with that combined, we'll serve 32 destinations in the Asia Pacific, which is actually the 20% more than all other U.S. carriers combined. So that's, shows our commitment for this region. And this is our home. So we feel really a strong commitment here. And we're really grateful to this opportunity to grow into Palau direct service. In Japan. So I think what I could share is that we have in Tokyo, we serve 2 airports. One is Haneda and the other is Narita, right? And Haneda is a slot constraint airport because it's proximity to this downtown and space is very limited. And as opposed to Narita, there are some spaces for additional growth. And that's where we decided to leverage. And also that we can leverage that our aircraft sitting or based in the Guam, which started to through Narita to Cebu, Ulaanbaatar, and Kaohsiung and Palau. So that's kind of the kind of baseline that we have. But yeah, and also that that's what we used, Fifth Freedom, as a U.S. carrier, it is really special that we have. And also we have a same Fifth Freedom, right, through Hong Kong as well. And that's why we expanded our route to Saigon, Ho Chi Minh City, and Bangkok.
I didn't leave my house on Monday and show up here on Monday. I meant one journey, without an overnight stay. So I didn't want you to think that I was time traveling.
Especially you knew the day when he crossed.
Yeah.
the-
But I will get home, a half hour after I left, go the other way.
No, thank you for being here and celebrating with us, and we look forward to, just continued growth and opportunities together.
And this wouldn't be happening without your vision and leadership, so we really appreciate it.
So we'll let them be excused and, Chasing? No, I'm not Chasing and answer. Oh, Chasing? Okay, media wants to take a picture of us, so you want us to stand? Okay. press conference rigid. What rule? Kita soda acknowledge lo se Mr. Francis Toribio. Kita mdani lo se sel doktora tora turist mo الباق لما ملارا عندن مرا أبرتاخله. السلا بلور بلا مرا soda acknowledge ري كنوال غرير الالتام ترى البانر تيال يامنا مودي بسرعة درون. Do you know, if I know Francis, kita rogo mera sa temedar bula di temporary. Kita we look forward to the day when we're all together. So, di blat career elan since. Kita di sodor sa secretary kami na blas chabal. Kita amlegira del أو إيه ملاقينا المرأة المونة مترا Prime Minister. The Prime Minister بلا شابال أقول لهم ميود سلام مليل تري من نودخل سل ميتي ما قام لميود المرأة بلورا شابال. The Minister of State هذه من أمضى لهم ملو فيزيترا Foreign Minister. كذا ملور سيرا Sunday ترى سبادون ملا مترا بلورا تايوان مترا أوكا أدرا Foreign Affairs ميجل ستانشين كلا advisor كذا نجير لا preparations نجير لا PIF رأال مرق ما renewable energy programs سر بلور بلاو and then أقدم لورا بلورا شابار سر Sunday مناسبة كان يجي الميتين اللي جيرات الملوري ملا سر أقول لورا ملا قدنا مدور سل سسقوا Peace Foundation الدرجة الأقوم صادر تيال unlocking blue prosperity planner جيد متيال درجة لو يتراسه about partnership. Sel got to close to tell partner sel unlocking blue Pacific prosperity is about balancing protection with production. Gida mngira se really is a call el mera Pacific rogira se 30% protected, 100% managed oceans. But it requires investment. Magadon yetara brushabal ma sasakawa matrigel tokol partners gido se invest in the Pacific and in preparations to PIF. So the lot of this message المرتيل. دريغل من تلا الموت المترا نجيل نيا أمردرا أجايغا رابلورا شابال مستر تناغا كذا ميرنا سولر سل الستادي تيم المعمول أو الجيرال سيلبس الفيشينج بورت يدري مرينا سوري الجيرال يال بتقول لوريو لورو لا شايكرا بلور بلاو توني أمينا توباسيم معمول أو ريني سيلوريو رابلور عمل غيوغ الجيرال تورا أوتك التيرا مرورا فيرست فيز نيل سيل جولر تيرا سيل بول بيف يعني لما قلت مقل غني ديمونستريشن سيل وكرو مبريرا أبرتقل مغلغول تلضاب المرابلو دريغل الملانيا تقلاد الميترا يونيفرسيتي نجل تشير سيل التايشو يونيفرسيتي اللي مثلا يجل تقل اللي جيتا سيدل تمغل أولو لو بنتيل جيل التغورا أسكول ملانيا تيرون مينيستير سيملو سيدل ميتر تير agot ngel Minister Agriculture and Fisheries nge Minister Suzuki. El Minister Suzuki am natalla berbelaw namo erultam berabur belaw nge umle mantakar sel Japan Young Parliamentarians League mle visitor belaw. Mang elang mlamo Minister Agriculture ma Fisheries mang mal semre rabur belaw. Course ablura belaw gidam dayna ser adra ogina wadri gamle ablur belaw mle oli tergid rase sel tilbilul almo manglor sel ngari omya drin al sel ablur almo 50% gimal dirga mingir gabil giral of course am almol mlor gumla se magrad sisi atgor omya dral sel ablur belaw almongir adra belaw of course mongir adra shaw mongir gid rogoy and I think ngani awat tigi misconception lo se madrali tial 50-50 modega PNMS. A PNMS adi malmol malngari. Asai sa da justly in the PNMS adi malmol malngari. In fact, the recommendation is sel nachio. Se bay mle recommend ro se sel got cloud tutrel. El girela omreol ma ral sel ablur belaw. Sel logim el mail mle yqra sel ablur belaw. Se سرسية بريفنت جل هم يدرى جل المقتول ديال ماروي يغميوا أمرال السوبر كليس اللي قال أقنار ربلور بلاو الجريد المغريوم اللي مغت مخرين من كلوتو تريلا هذا التاو تيجي اليوم ناو مريقلهم سو وقتو مغس تولي سيلين Agidera Gluknora Ministry of Finance, Agimit Ringel Ministry of Finance, Sata Sugi Katayama, the Minister Olgri, nga first reveal Minister of Finance Rabla Shaban. Nga mne Director Tax, Ema Minister Maldiwai, Real Director Tax, Real Will Minister. Kaleba mle Director Tax Ramal Ramon. Siam le first lurel. Di ngamal verse te mal mngi issue rablur bela gida dirigam no mesir tilling. Of course gida ura no mgila Dr. Yoshino. Es el Palau Savings Bond. Es el Palau Savings Bond awul mal cloud tutel. Ngel Dr. Yoshino sira bela sub bela se agot cloud problem rablur bela. Digal udo dormur tral sira rablur bela mal rabang rablur amregel. تدور كل مرة بلور أمريكا تقلول مسيل ملقت تقرب لوميو مقام بسانغ لونسون سودو دال ساب لوميو مقدور أبلوميو المرول أروليو المرول يجيل كمية أسبوع مقام كم لون أمريكا لا لودو تريجال بيبي رامون قرب لولا تقولي أبلور تايوان تيمسكا إكزامبل نواقلا سيل لون أو housing اللي تقولي أبلور تايوان 6% interest rate that's the example yeah there is savings bond and sir what propose as we pay between 2 to 3%. Ese adun masa NDVP mosel loan out do del morar okyak el direct el helper tirman do siga que rogul te al el sis baudo del specie abanged mosel el top do del on sera adr belau raigel el modor mlisir que el geisera el sela blur belau man of course tirgel other Ministry of Finance am legir el mera blur belar al melbuira November because we were supposed to have an economic symposium. Di kita amdenge Vice President rase sel November ngare imura conference el maray. Sel conference ngara blur ahuri ping sel kung APAFs. Magia se obo kadam grado sadra pension ma SS Inge blal mim tabe al modibus. Kasi bere the postpone ilitrir malmetir maradro olvil material tokol mlomsu misel me adrelit ya lomsu bilgire la pension planner yidma OSS ma tokora fishing ma tokora a savings bundle dangar tel bera rogo de sodi ma yom das was maybe the best time is March next year e me da bodo okle da drella symposium el sila other rogo participate and it happens to be you know gora raga men mandra youth ma do kyarle you know bebira tam gadamro legal policy imla beso ase economic policies amal impact ranga yaskal ngalgel ablur belo me ngira del stober tial ngaga pero speram sir toy mogol stobel morora ududira ngalged domda so se magrado ele dolisi mesel retire ngalged ngaria a retirement testir so we have to make tough decisions. But especially sel tora retirement ma pension and we have to address with them. We la bodo dagal imol blue do sa dri e bodo ma se al sungo dogi tegi dra le ngara angal sel ngara aklung yolen ele gidam lam de lo se dam langi tawdo dra bro amrigen digo fa se awdo de gon dit yamal di yor gomiu el rulle alla il sum akli a pension gomiu il smisi e aki mas kami awdo so ngara lef tamangir gid dirigal مناسبة الدرجة الأوبجيلا minister مساعدة جل بتقل من أسولة جل بتقل ناس ورابلور شعب المرابلور بلاو of course كده من invite ناس بول سبيل يقبلوا الدنيا جد I think I just wanna update رابلور بلاو إلى السيلسين كده مول دورو كرسل دواسين quarterly report المرة والبيرة غلولا وهذه سوق المهايلايت تبي بيرة تقرأ السلسل quarterly report تسه ولا أتياس ياسين كده السل أرجع العراق را 2025 so أكتي مهايلايت هذه تبلون يقولوا لي بول بس كم يقبيري نوتيل وسلسل مله ولا أرجع أيجل دلو توب دلو دود لو رشترا قبل من تريد عملية دارت ما أودي ما تال مليون 131 مليون تيانا واللغتيوم أيام الباسن ترسلني باجت الدول تبدي يدرجلوا له أي سلوا سي سرا ضرورة يسمع عرجيدن والعري سل دلين إلوا سي يجلس رجول سيسبل له ودود المرا سوي سبرا برور بلاو مجيد أولو لو سي 2025 إن أسد الغرغرية 139 مليون 624,000 تيامل including sell 7.5 مليون لودودرا ADB total لودود دوماس أسنج مسويز 139 مليون this otherwise راسه ملموترا سبتمبر دوري السل اللي سل يجي لودود من أسويز برام سانغرا بلور بلاو including sell 7.5 مليون alone عمله 152 مليون 972,000 أقولي تيال أورد تيقلو توتل لهم عقلين موتيل واسي أيجل كرغرينيد رئيل الرق را 2025 أدي وقلوغل سيل executive branch التبديل يوسان آن الجيريل 2026 مقبضين لأسين غريا قرى سيبا كريم واسين سون ساودود مغانا دي بريسيل أنا مدى قبلو كل رادرا سنة تملو الباسرين لغا لقرتيال بلد proposer ريم دي غليا دي سيل غطرين لأنيا رادرا لانسيل سي بايسان أنا salary increase 10% بتجيلو لنا payday هذا من الناس اللي رادر والبين بس الباس راه continuing ما رادر government تودود إملا ما يجي لنا ريستير سيل باي جري هذا لولين تطير أسي تيدا report لغون عندي قتل ضرورة يسوعنا دوام بسرعة a fourth quarter report last year دي دونية تيسي قمنا مسا مرهم قايجت المتبدي أيو سان ملا جيبهم قصوص lecture مسا report لنا توتاو دي سوال highlight لو أسي كذي عليه ده مراد ديسمبر يا Ministry of Justice angara bakarkard, a Ministry of Health angara bakarkard, a Ministry of Education mangara bakarkard, a Ministry of Finance mangara bakarkard. Ngara ulay gid Foreign Ministry mangara bakarkard because the sell 10% increase ra udira adam na sois bralsel. Mung mudi kaudodra a Ministry lo mara dengi, mudi kaudodra Ministry lo mara ayagidele egal mudega udodara ministril alom ara alu mengdiswakal lomaklat ke mangale ra adro olbira lo ase da kainga seu da sama clear yo sang angargid e bol maklor ang miu ngaria udo ndi kala udo e oka al sum ngare gel dirgab tokol so mil marul ale ok tapas tiang ad lutel la da dul gire ndi med make sure or tela government dirgida am mol remort akpadera se adra blura brigila te atsil pasra ba jay tertir di mela do su bertira ta ma ngare gel wil do su ba gel dakal wil do su nakado su bra adra brigil okay di so galok dirgal mutial teal yino kada مصادرة سيل سعودي لون من غير واسه من يتلقى القرآن من التي ام سي دري من را يا جد له جينيفر سونيا من التله بالاو ويف كده من غير واسه أترى أدول صادرية سعودي لون سيل $15 million لون الدولار يرا بلورا سعودي المهل برا ان دي بي بي علي سلو دودا ngara Saudi mera blur belau digdung sa NDVP el sell interest medili wa lon digdung sa korostate sell interest el charge gida Saudi sigida interest digdung sa NDVP amo mangadaring dial government blur bela amo mangadaring actually selling mal so kan hotel tal emrang asulela senator Basilius ngari ring sayel tokshor gide wakla mang mal lembre adlot bedin dimlo next session etiagi del tiro makmrenga sulen dik mengelo ase tiamlo raula le qoram lo tokom sodel mdi sokal smada bebi regel tokon mildu raula len dasen clock confusion agotlulen mil sader sel el togol girala ngari om sader girel sel wase require a Saudi contractor require a Saudi consultant tiang standard agreement el morayir rogul bululo development including ablun ngara Africa al bebi ratay ngana igel project lo rule el Saudi adegal necessarily tuma atial loan el masabang most of the time dengan masabang tungul masa agombali embrura project let's say embrura embrura ayagi del airport el rungul project Mensori prioritize akong balirtir. This is a important part of the agreement ceremony. If applicable, sel dungur tialuk $1 loan, sel toka dekal applicable. Ding standard del document til adra la terminal review rim. Di tia dekal applicable morgi dele kita dekal bodo askertil mamru legal blay. Tia amor NDVP amat mokone. Enguk na tokol gila la tax. Manera dulu gelo ase tia kore exempt til gila la tax. إذا التايم ما يالون البلاد غيره أبلورا تايوان ما يالون البلاد غيره أبلورا أمين دخل بلو ADB يجيل سل تورا بلور بلا لون إنغاري إنترست الظهارو إنغاري إنترست ما على الظهارو دو إذا كان يبقى دو الدولار أبلورا الشابان تيجي على سعودي أمنامرو لا ويجي دوريور رابلورا أفريقيا إذا ما سيم يجي الغفرمنت الانستيبل حتى لو قلت الشباب عندنا هسه أجيروا لا نون يقوم يكرموا لا ميو التوم لا يجي التوم لا نون أريد أودودا ما دايم ما يقالوا دود تيا السعودي ديفلوبمنت فاند أسوال ميك شور هسه يجي له دود اللي يجيب كميو ما يجي الانترست اللي كده ملا قوي له هسه كم هراو أو بم هراو دي قال قرآن عليه مو تلقهم وملاسرين اللي قدم لا قوي له هسه كده ملاهراو تيدا انترست ما هو الستاندرد التون على يصير الريرا واسي ما اكزامت تاكس ندي كده مده سي سيل دورا انترست كالكتريا ابانغ ندي كده بي تاكسني ندي ستاندرد التو اسوري على السيل مخلور نيل واسي تيعمل مول بالوايسي اللي تملا اكنولجي نيل واسي السيل اجريمنت ديرغل Direct Maria Aguirre la pere namo ina faigel so delo a Saudi a cloud to trela ase at the end of the day the agreement trigid lo mangel selbulu al sumania issue eta dakal sum okl nga ka already alitial resolution amlamo 8 months nga a Senate. House amle pasingin mo ra Senate. Mal ngar alera bekkel senators nga amon dalngin. Modong okl tir ma chairman tire sumo okl. Lesel dome ser atleta. Ikadokora di wadi do. Di the stober tial toy malakaloran. Akna lot kisel mlelas. Mlaria omolgora imora senator lo ase. Ngire del mom dale ase. Ntelabra belsela blur belawe. E gangare tele del mohara makaram. Really? Tial lon do saudri. Alon the pastoral imra NDBP. Ali. Hindi ka bol harari ang government travelur belaw. Mo harari ang NDBP. Hindi ka NDBP ang mo harari. Mo harari trial adal melang audo der NDBP el gire lablirir. Mela amle question ang senator sase. Nso kal mo mese ngara klisir malumang ability til harar tialon trigegidel. Tial organization. Mugida ka mangira NDBP mo malalon application o rogo Amerika me o isa senator sase. Dia lang agidel ruba kala ase mo harar tialon. Hindi mo na itong tialon, hindi ka itong real wise eh. Kadokot, kadama, alon alme, umaral was NDPP aruli seluk ngarale. Apa imle example, al diririli, tokortigil senators ang RC amle approve rin, tiam lomre kal government rin, aselon al girela 15 million al housing. Ilmil nga ablura Taiwan, al sil sa kadahara interest rin il 6%. Emdangil was ikadilor na trablura si oy pamalalo no kamiu el 1%. Maser el al time ating ilun mo sila government trablur belaw. Ele kada a NDPP ma pala housing ate asilor top dalo no 1% ang dire kalangane. Katamla gift ringin mara other belaw. Actually hindi kal gift. Namo el bangalera rogul other belal mga mokri. Makma understand the self concern ra a senator that's why mal blakatak tel loan. Dia bol belsela am trablur belaw. Belsela NDBP, el belsira adal tira milang audo der NDBP. Ikidam na sara ada ospe ablay. Amokte kartialon am mal di on ngasera adara ablur belaw. El tira giril mrul ablirir el al time nga son saudo rabangalol tob der mrul ablira. Mang nga ka tida opinion na. Gira ta mo blakatak na. Hindi kal el di maigal resolution maurol mal ara atana edi rebor edi mangil. Ngire lottor ka cloud swir. Mal suma maralul de sura seng atirir el seng kyon nol bodir bolo to tengir adrablu ase. Au kultura housing blan se sigaw do del yasui e ara senata atirir and that's fine. Hindi gi momra ara Saudi that's fine. Hindi tial malmon mal delay postpone el di masadri. I'm sorry, tabular adrabulur belal mengira Senate. Makbreng asulala a Senator Basilius, el leangar alel, another sin moraulal. Of course, kita mura anytime lo ase al chomia al ngari karmi ar senators, el chomil masader tia. Yakti so kaloi so ase. Ya senator udi sel garil mora chairman Basilius, amle garil mangel president trabang ara NDBP, amal responder morngi marang yang will email el smodi. Mlegiral by Senator Udima bay mlegir share sel pabilingel el morawla la de kalol alakrat chairman na committee. Amin kita kemal el bulum. Ripo da blakatak le lakado dong without the sura adra bulum. Anyway, ngungilang ate katela ka deka ngar terbi batang ge bais. Press conference na. Lastly kadamlara blura siaban. Emlora tele del morsel toyo su market. Tara ulo kadamlara toyo su market ta. Amre sodra omes sel operation or omia dra blura siaban. E sodra mo understand ro ase. Aigal lo omia dra blur belaw. Wa bo fi masel ligara Palau tuna. Tirigat magara odoro klang galil mora blura siaban. E de gabot turang idir broker. Sodra dil mal telmo. Makmala understand ro ase otia mal beot. Ngira mal di mega connection or ngel ngara siaban. Mal hindi ka pulkul bom turawa PIT enta al mora siaban. Mal se ali direct telmo. Mung triada siala se imal di mira yal kung balil me magimo ka nge embro ko mega sel el connection e mostat lorior. Ma I hope and said mega sel connection e git se ko to da bol to ka dilir adra bo fi bol to ka dilir a Jackson en bol si lo durok lang ma siaban le sel to su market aling 25% tra angigel el motora blura siabal mursel magit. Di wala el basyo. Elam lam ria skogi, namasod orang sa tunal non-stop. El morasyaban. So, yeah, te alam la mori mun la mori de loro. And that's why gadon tra adara. Ol bil el kulase. Alla angara madmiu, mla momrek omsu, emla tra klil wase. Ngari igel ngalan sangasela sanctuary gid, ilgira dal malisi. Kadam dengel wase. Tial mlo trok 80%, adim la kalbay sira. Yadim la bay sira feeling. Adim la kalbay sira sound science. Mla mo trok wase cell optimal الجيرة البريزرفرية cell 50 mile which ngokadel ba centra adbela blur bela elol tiah malo tuti cell gida ngulmu representative mo el net chairman or cell high level panel of oceans gida amlo falabri el lol dober cell uldas wase adbel da gira del at least gada mangariom ngokadel ba centri masigi del uldas bladon mora pacific قدم لانقول مرابلولاد وملا باسل دوسين بي بي ان جي اللي قدم ناتر الكليل واسي that's the optimal الجيرة لا أمريوم من أجيرة ما بغلي أتياجيد أيقال لوث أنغارين مال دي واتقور أبول رانغارا أمول مي كدوك مون مسال واسي ملامونيل تيال دروري نجيرة الأجاستري إخذ قط مكلي لوس بيرا ونيل أو رابغ الموت شغنين واسين وايسين ديا mlama mereka omsu mamla terklil wase selo del basent se protectory engungin make sure manage sel dartel el basent kider al time abladar se alla al mor olbira glo al masenet mal simple dim change ra size romnged ngari 20 relang ball 50 so once again Antara yella mlama malabui lengara asenet. Godol ngi tertil wase tianga albangle lablur belau ngarregel mesois brablur belau sira dong sanctuary merelange gadwa da blema minus ra edel million te al raudo del mesois brablur belau for the last 3 years sira the postponer sel mleu da sura draus wase di sel dil modia igada milaudo elam nasto bagel udo del maralmi aigel udo del gidol sis brablur bela la tam ligel al omiyat Aige ogiu a grant trablur ambrigel ogiu aige lomngeth el gida partners el PNA matangara era baby rablu omski dawdo dul girel ngara lomngeth ngari atola baigal marersel lomngeth el malai mang girel mo understand ra atial el trata el gida ngara alsel waqla ulaq tu dice minister of state ngayad el mgatakla imol toy sel do sada ra a marine sanctuary ya gumra lo asea tirgel girel oba omsadar marine sanctuary adit tablol entity ministry ra agriculture and fisheries ma pickrick o isel gadam la tasker til mrur sel ngaral mo tirgibel rarungu the ministry of state de agriculture ndi understanding na kal sumangari ang idi lo masad rather only la belau matarablu engire la president rablu belal masadani executive branch am sadani ndigal gire la arubul belau الجيدام دينيل واسي تيرغانا advisor gid lolu sel director mo government rablu rasyaban madanga rablu rasyaban ngara meeting etilo do siaba bilingela araklay lom tera rubu algom tera rubu gol belam de osen diom tera araklay el masadara a sanctuary mortir so minister of state kam wadi mos modi tial babier leng amtas ngila tibel mgatakliyen
Saudi Presidente. Maral selvolgonya maral tokoin. Kada mala blo siabal mang kaida Presidente mala brief update ada lagi rogul meeting si blani. Etira urilo to si terma bien merkamam. Terma bringela client mora ambassador sa Hero UVA origasa October 22, 2025. Termolu sumur ambassador, you're basically writing to the national government to Selbulu. Maul manggil executive branch sama udura government na siya ba. Kaya umusodel nga ruba kung malmung kanya questions ulung gele. Ngawak. Egal questions kaya siya ba si kanya kalber ko ma'am. Nganya ger masik Do you set sustainable harvesting levels? If so, how is it done and what do you base it on? Tila nga question mo ra Minister Victor Maradal. Will Japan land its fish in Palau or continue to offload in Okinawa? Tila ang ngel boleh bulak mo kumla ko ngel mo support rapport niya. If Palau increases domestic fishing zone to 50%, what is the projected increase in fish landings and revenue for Japan for Palau? May na-present na lang mga takli. We have no fish landing. $1 above today is better than what we had sa Dokotamit Mutiang. Ay nga, atar siya ba lang, ang ngilitab dilo, ngilom sa ambasador, tamlemes sa kamam lubang mo yung atar dilo. Letiam na sabihin nga na ministry na, miningkan Minister of Fisheries, agricultural siya ba address rin. Dito ba ngayon ba siya? Uli ka sa til government til, merbelaw, matingin sa kamlo, tungkol termo mustira. Executive branch sa merbelaw, masuk kumdangit yan tiyan. Hindi ka lungit teletal na tuway sige del murat tarabalo. Ito na papil mergi del narada del mortil. Kada explain ba siya at tradition man na ang yung desisyon PCL. Tigal atras siyabal mertiang at tiga export trafil dekti. Tubing Sera lo sitia babir ambasador beranga kaktir kan mal mo kramo temok kramo sio le basin. Ngarbela ja kaspada tiang. Alberga ang diungil. Ding nga ka presidenta ng ok alba artin. Ya digital executive branch ang mga more government siya ba at that time. More any other country for that matter. Mong tokon al sila ikang dikbal nga sulela o di kasa. Manting yung makapalimita siya ba tamat sa lip tamat understand na masing marang anim tao tilulong ba masing tina babir kamlug tumamesa at sumba ba meredra chayagam la maskita kaya alam lukongem tamura study the experts sa blura siya ba ginela nidil na koradi engineering and we still have to question it tika yung namin dilo subiya minatobasing mutigil maador Telegram ko amlo tergibel upset yung wak diyan nga iloto adu I got questions sa mga Victor Musma mal simple questions mal yo mga Victor I think I'm naman kayo para 2 weeks ago mga durara government naman kayo if I would not I'm mistaken 2 weeks ago it's probably October 22 somewhere around that time mong maral kodom op aurere Marat ka blue belaw, especially other belaw. And yet we ask them questions about revenue, about sustainable catch. Tell the president, it's all about protection and balance with production. Wala mo to, masarap sa sumaldo, am na mo na point, tira din mo natin mo doon argumentasyon. Tika giril advisors of president. If I'm not mistaken, Vice President according to the Constitution. Ding, gal, Baviel White sige, let me give you one example. There are masas bused Parliament building around Marshall Island. Staff for tier mele ramos hindi nila reklal sa Baviel lego, modulo klima Marshall. What's the difference between same and yeah? Mga pal litra rubak Salute to body kagi doon mo do. Al vad ada adu malakal to bara roy del blue. Ya meredra apa mengutiling rablur belaw nulo do dur gere laikal patinga la ngeso gere rablur belaw etilok to dita babera. Toyo su ngel CEO ti wais mo po matinga da president. Tika sa basis all manager report. They see the benefits. Saya ako to close fish market trouble adra. They're willing masin sa send their experts level to see sa practical fishermen of how to package your galing, how to handle it, quality maintain and quality loss pairing. Present me the ok nagala sa ikat your bluefin tuna can be worth at least $100 a kilo. But if you do not handle it right, it can be worth less than $2 a kilo. Even though bluefin. Mong present all your team masin sibela mga daktikal adlo sure team man jakat sorry la middleman Ding, back to Mortel Babier. Activo Bloktak, I'm disappointed. Mortel Babier, Tilo Vaisel Mura, Muraksha, Avamenta Shaban. El mas avec patingala tol sadra bul mala ngari. Wasu lokonya president tegal bula. Conservation measures. There's a difference between a conservation and a preservation. Ang lugwi da preservation. In 100% throughout the India adum. Conservation aksel bol mrigo klom ngedra bitang. Ano rab amo mes asen yang ngedra close. Ako connection open. Wa ul mai gal su bul sadra tiang ay kam na mru. Sadra nga ay gal bet patingala questions ng tiang Kalau ada siapa lah mal respect tergid, eptigaran dirgid, hindi mo nakalok to dito news. Sige la questions or other below me kamam, which the questions more agree. Makpali ayaman presidente lemi, papirgid lo koramo galing, pero sa doon niya presidente marwaway sa alto ako to club to telet. Ablen sorry tiang temle mo doon na makpas okay. Medyo meriling. Pagkasipula president, masya pabiram na marahil. Magibong, hindi ka mula siya gila. Makpali, mo sa ili presidente, ako kwa diya. Ganyak question na ako. Ang dadami niya.
Mle o yung ngarang ngayon.
October 22.
October 20.
Mo sa mas ka kapira babir mo komesang. Mo title tiale social science lurunya radra PNMS with Pickrick surbera feeling radra gira la PNMS which dia ka ada dispute tiale gid rogul wase ngira dal mangriom ra lugel aklangar only issue kita masa radra size what's the appropriate size el gida aruli mongir radra bela mong abai mal blakata kartia tiagi mal mringila arala atuna Emal beto arala angigira almol. So alsum ka adal mamarangi gila mamarangi. Mamarangi ra almol. Egidam dayon asa tourist makper dara blur bela kana solo lomes. Mal de lomes ayan ngira ngawa to mis angira almol. Ngira dal mamudo al balance stial toy. Ngira al time atial pala sirida mal tial lugal aklar gida so dal mangleo mari. Not only that mal sel lugal aklar Rubugul bela giri hotel kiri rubugul bela egal el 12 state egal 12 state asel garansir amora 12 mile hindi aba 50 hindi mora 12 hindi kalang karse so tial reporta abay malo tilwase al sumak ngara rubugul bela pay kire kal mga leer ako tanre del tan masem open na ang igira ngawa lam satra ngara eri ila al malama amung usong sa angigiri Hindi tapay malte mase tiagira malamu trome seringi agidir kam suberingi ang songo sa report ri mga hindi ko se kita tamdu sa mga government trablo rasyabal lol tutak ra executive branch at kal make sense to koy tira rasyabal ati mo ta eran ri halak tigi iwi question number ne minister kal amne tim ngui uri le ora malamas lili hindi nga halak iwi Is the Japanese government now fully committed to building a domestic fishing port rangat pang? Ngaram ko kira adras Japan tiar question. Kita namu deka fishing port, kita namu deka PIT, ay arinya soldama aspera port, begitu ulito ase bem modo rapport raplur belaw. Ablur Japan la ase okay, haligi bom identify site, mutamlame ase abes location angat pang. El atangara next rounder subula se mapodoruri yung wara tetelen. Mang kita mo ang se melati al portal bori amotela arale wara dorur tri. I can question mother Shaban. Ngari step by step process. Hindi kal makita hindi kal gira rubugul bela rula watial babel mo lang tiada makrur gid aktif lakatak. Ngo makrur gid lang. So akmala ulit to ase Kita ngara imolingok yang kaman mo kami advisor gid reklay ulit asa next time please mamodor club abiel me eta dadu and I know abibira time kada dadu ingara abibira kami ul dia kalau maray gel tokol gi mologoy malum tokol ministry all to That's okay. Ngali kaklaka usraw the sweat. Hindi dolngi trase. Mela kadala pasel gale del moram dala baby rablu lo do. Ya dekal ungil treta. Godolngi tra ungil klang seu. Egida adidiul btigar mu rablu belaw. Magada ogi usegi de olngi tra ungil understanding. Anyway. Namo inafaru ungul belaw. Yeah. Pai, ngari dia update tergi de bai sigil sel ligara next week.
Okay. Biar ada media alik change sa subject el al mel week el al kot el first week ra November yang ngaringi ministerial meeting el momsa dat ko era disaster risk management but tirgal betok el ministers ra Pacific region mekmer dra blur belaur el al weekend ngaringi ar 8 ministers magukpebil tirgel guktial ministers gukom terar pebil rablo ngaringi imol prime minister new sebluan new el mekmer el al weekend ngi omul saygid el 1 week el ministerial meeting se president obi sergid ranemo mga kama direct ministry of state away gim gora o ngara arngir el ang prepare el girel material cell advanced team ra SPC already tangara balur belaw lo menteri tirgal atat emergo urior el arrange aro kuil to el girel saygid el meeting el lomo ra Monday sel ngia erul club sel meeting ra ministers amor ngira Tuesday ma Wednesday saygid yak para dio ay sir ngir miul beklave president direct ngarngia tablol teams ra specialist el ngara balur belaw ngarinya tim ra canvas pack tirga nga total til toktang tial toktang mar nurse mar physiotherapist tira 24 el disil at yang ara balur belaw emrula surgery rahip pa ni tira atra iyois tangara hospital el ang mring lawreoria aku reng sa wasit tamal beto kar adra belaw ang lamo meto uspe anges wulgire la tokoira surgery moraigal pulorir mahip pertir malungil laurerir dirgam ner sera tulmur sera October 24 yang artial mo November 4 ang close time lang ara blur belaw o lang sa urigidar adra blur belaw sel imoratim aku tim rar toktang ramadav hamav tirga direct mal klawrior blalgat makli miul adra media litirgam lay edim lagdil ngara al sela hospital tabayim lamay sa igal balur belaw betam lamor ngayaw re mora blilyo mora ngar along lamor ngayang maigal balura pabaldaw el atta eli mel al sil se tukti ngara para mayong lo mesra screen bekla adra belaw el tira uspe agora screening ra Madrid kala talamal ra Madrid tamong tomeser tir merko squinner tir tirgel tira mo uspe abot mal ubeng surgery ra math tirgel gid ya schedule abot schedule tir el mora next tirgel guk next team ra specialista guk may tir el mo conduct gil surgery el mor tir mo akmarnge president wasa ka bisange ka tirgal baby ministers tirgal lomtera united ang aring isel functional bomongot pokring ti ayamar akmo menteri tirgay gidel toktang ko coster tir sel dinner tilet mamrare al bisange president lastel kamladu liak el mot el maldi emphasize ti gidel issue to ko era yosang kita mamar ministers president ministers rawe orur taygal bekkel madala urior rakabalmente gid Kidar mortersel continuing budget adoritil die del buil akal sel. Mungway say gide of course the base sel yosang artian nomre rak 2025. Mungway say gide di a salary increase rakabalment ara lower rakabalment 10% already kada namom sukuri niya ara rakabalment malungilar rira rukwil af tira oreor yagum tabal wasa sen nomre el payday mel al payday el al sales tamla mal oswar sa igid ngas klelaw dudir ra igal paycheck tir actually se president le guk kamamra ministry ra health aklol basen tra abaji ayosang ra ministry ra health adi mor web tra salary leng salary lo omdo drar toktang mar nurse material bekkel specialist ngara al sela urior girel klo do del mora salary El alblal ed up tiya idel 10% el mora salary. Maigel fixed cost ra al sela ministry toguni at toera dengi ara lalu malmut el bebil. Endi seludo del mo itra salary esolaem lalmut el golia klor ti al yosang ra ministry ramam ra health and human services. Aswakal mo katakli president tawase ti al yosang argid el drur tringir el al continuing budget el 3 months kamama dia gimu elol mel boil et subur edel boil et suburir. So kapol blakatakla. Alwase hindi agi mungut ya ledel buil, al ngiya continuing budget authority, emergo et suburer letegi del salary increase el blal realize ngi arbek al adra kabelmen tawul, maigel ngiam lama se sludo del mora fixed cost ralarwa dengi marokui. Maigay gidya aigay sepak krengar kamam lo rurta igal bek lurior ramadala kabelmen terbelau toguni et yagi Ministry of Health and Human Services, ak madengel wase ablila Ministry all grill man direct wise gid ma Ministry of Education man direct wise ling maklol budget tir amora salary rar adlo rior regel ministry makmul wise mrenga sulem direct ling agim langutial issue mer attention ergaw igid am du lo bangel tirgel gok mara finance wase kadam karang emre ay gel ngi amaklol urior diakal sa PL matrop ay gagad makaraya di malamol man sa PL continuous ay galurior diakabol affect the service kamamara ngara Ministry of Health and Human Services kamama make sure ak langar araat diakal tamal diakal lusak langar araat mong aktuliset yang message ontigal morar adrol bira kululaw was please mo mesaygal ministry kamam uspe a help pre al time lor dia yo sang arablur belaw malsulang el president.
Sula vice, on that subject tra budget. Kita da government tra blur amrigel. Tigi ngara shutdown and detail government tira di wodi gele diga silol kem da wodo. Kita actually al udal muten mal street. Sel awulak mle announcer sel alaq da pasra budget akwase elang ela sel pasra midnight tigi la drora gasto mara tigi wal valentir. Ela agora dinga rek klomar artilo sendi mongil gu yo sangang et moharar. Ni ngomur sig del timing wal ginro hosi. Mangira del man magtaklil wase. Doni tara drol bira galula wase. Mlamo aling utalbuil. Tek namo talbuil. Namo talbuil alakal mga italyo sangang kadamla. Diol gege to December. Mung sel doral budula da December 1st kita amral mo kosokos. Mauli ka dolngit tara dro blia golora se. Agyolngit mol melo meeting gayet sertia le teatri gir lo bala maskid. Teatri kadil ngari sodela olbira golora alsel. Teatri gamru rayo sanga un memeska kalwase. Tiagi da giblam ngeri maktir gamol mala ayelul dos mama ukmol aul dos wamal gire. Lo patian di tira mru koteka mer tiga di tanangan tingum malas minute ase dimgeli. Di teatri kal fair. Brilliant aliu lol tirak la temela urior bolse del mal ungil lulla ungil yo sanga al gire ra adar bela de gango de mokter gide de osig la klu ra adar bela nada ko gut mukli isme te al mogera gira mama la gi di moda dul ay kabo no nam da question okay mal to ay so mal ala ko tuskma imongo dia ni soal lurtea de moklon dir full speed auror rachel gidam de asamble mokte garida se by December am na omrekte al jail maybe it will be December dori maybe a little bit later this el point ase full speed auror umil adran yo so todo mamla chasin ase teng girel gir bol umil andra adrol bilang tamlang ala krin morang mo de dal tu aklomes ni dim saudri session awil lu club melesa anyway dire ka chokalo iso ase sel refugee working group pamal blakan dir auror continue l'Oriol lo siger sel un Israel mosa bakla adar belaw e mo ngirar bekla adam kada ke maklor mo dengan rabluad na kada de begik kada gidam de lo ase bakren rablur belaw awangara di gida adoru rangi dil toy kada tirak la ul ba blur belaw I think I've said simplest explanation ada bodol si sepertir olti akla alula urior al sel ablur belaw les se di tara el gid lo giungi kira ablur belaw the refugee, the asylum seeker, the deportee, the nganaklel. Di kita ngaregel requirement tra ada ngaregel la blur belan mi. Nga degal criminal, nga area adu ringira urior. Kadung me employee di wadra Bangladesh, madra Philippines, madra Sina, madra Uganda, trigger betul ngara blur belan la sins. So aktim na so kal share chegi de working group pak mrenga sulir, mrenga la urior. Area tera rubugul belau, ma mesil belau, ma House of Delegates, ma Governor, ma Speaker. Kama madir kami ra Senate ndi tiga ukti kalme di win. Di tiga partner working group. Mesel boria telir el joiner kama men joiner gidem balwil le. Ula shura arbek la adam cloud to trail. Sel the leadership katat ma kaloro rogui. Adam. Mesel ulang ngari trade lom te rogui ma. Akmada ngari ger tolo al mit al papinga rubugul belau. Ndiri kam sada batol to ngari sel sada ase. Mede gidebe a leadership. A working group a leadership. Mariaru babingaru belau gidi be ali leadership to saudara adrak sara blur belau naga me oni tarubul belau lo ase na mereka conference kadam dengi ngol saset ma agirel mruru ki tial mring lo uro mang bodak egmia amora legal blumio mora legal blumio mdang agel problem mamal setir mola bada galir tigegi momda saset problem mol digertir egmia anaktisiu oh ya so ketemu kayak nggak sih? Kamal soal orang mungkin rukul belau, jadi ada bayi soal gitu, maka continue loro lo menteri, dia beberapa time mengira the correct information and Minister of Justice, mal keluar ada lak le, ya kira klien nggak sih? El bayi rakyat maklul el banglet. Alwak mingiri manek sendiri dia kan sekarang artinya let me just go ahead and finish it. Sel ngari executive order tiang da sem maklo tutel executive order set now tiang executive order number 497 tiang is to create a review and recommendation process for the inclusion and removal of individuals on the undesirable alien list. Kita dengan wasi kita ngari sel list melama ngalak email dartel ada ngari yang clear al sel list. Kalau meral wasi tiak tau tutel list ngari trigel betul na sois berablur belal mle ngari ablar rule tiak luir al sel abluad whether to overstay ngari adom mesetin rule illegal itu kali ngar belau. Ngadam la mlus lord top the tira ablur belau. Hindi ka doon panalo kasi tial process agirel malin sagirel blakatak la marabek lad etemom do sa presenta ukti tilas mele lang meerak muntal la adam hindi kal soalan kal seli lang arbelaw mung mori blakatak kal process el dogi ungi tiak lo tutrel leng doon panalo kasi to cloud tutrel morangi del blue security kadang tigani lo kasi aktimis kami example tirigel adan mlode mara fijil mla adrax Tirige amla rasaibal. Mere belau. Emi breber al selablul belal telarra back in 2016, 2017 el maralme. Emroga recently ang beber ting moralist et top temra a Fiji. So seguida adont mokri. Aigal agency al selablul bela abu arbulis ma immigration ma custom ma NSC loro magila FBI ma DEA Aiga trigat mage matmok lagi information or sigo kasi magradar le atial balwad el mo salba aql edor top de tiel tiram kit el adal meso isbal sal balwad mun cloud to tela da saing tia de tia tara agumra lo hacen so bakidra tora kit el sal balwad belo le gadum ne hase trigagi del adar ngodo belo trigagi orur tama igagi dem kit klalo al sal balwad mawlo tem sekadra chere la time So, mal clorol mral, etia tara clo to trerol mo mutertear el alcil se mosangiri em skemi kapirim o mo iwi. So, alwak mil manek seligan dik kasebere, putangan el albaye. Trelim na sokal mer adara NSC ma adara immigration ma custom mana ding nom kita aisel todo se. Neme mak tisay na niya tira di mortira kari. Ada. Sulang. Ndase el mil. Tora drak sa gedro muqadrim sel gedro mutlik. Merah, tiap kasi Oktober, merah di lagi ada sani dan lagi ada mi. Okay. Sula. Malbeto ka ngara news lang yang wak lamang. Giran mo teral hours news kami. Lastly, kita mal mereka sulit tiga rogol tiro ora government. Metan chovir tiral tal sante. Kita ngani sel suang ngari kita sel. Tiga luk to kobet sel al sel both recognize tir. Magot rule ngari Donald Emmanuel. Ngara public work ngara sel MPII. Ngari Joycelyn Ton Yokwe. Nga nur sergi dara ngara Ministry of Health. Yeah. Tiga di terung. Dia ukna tera sil simne song sa rol ring. Nimle terung mele tel sil si kaman meringa sulir tiram ring lor abekel sil si we wish them a happy birthday. Madio sela makal tanga tertil no mal makal tanga terablur belau. Yadol mal el gaing seu el girela agot ar afer belau. Omal msulang ma au next press conference ring. Sulang.